One of the questions that comes up a lot for me is that where is the proof for God? In other words, why doesn't God just open up the sky, show himself, so that everyone can believe? How do you respond to that?
Great question, and common now and common throughout history.
Right.
In fact, in the Bible we see it a lot. Let's take a look real quick at the Old Testament. We see God working in the Old Testament with Moses and the Israelites and the plagues. We see him opening up the Red Sea. We see the flood. All these major miraculous things throughout history in the Bible. People back then still had a problem. They had doubt in the midst of these fantastic, monstrous miracles. In fact, the apostles who followed Jesus, who witnessed him doing all these miracles, you know, when it came time for persecution, they all kind of fled and they really doubted. Wow, is he really God? John the Baptist, when he went to prison, he also asked the question, wow, is this really Jesus? Because I'm in big trouble here. So let's look at what the Bible says. Here's a passage in the New Testament. It's in Matthew chapter 12. And the scholars, the Pharisees, are talking to Jesus, and they say, "Teacher, we want to see your credentials. Give us some hard evidence that God is in this. How about a miracle?" Jesus said, "You're looking for proof, but you're looking for the wrong kind. All you want is something to titillate your curiosity, satisfy your lust for miracles. The only proof you're going to get is what looks like the absence of proof, which would be Jonah evidence. Like Jonah, 3 days and nights in the fish's belly, the Son of Man will be gone 3 days and 3 nights in a deep grave. On Judgment Day, the Ninevites will stand up and give evidence that will condemn this generation, because when Jonah preached to them, they changed their lives." And here is Jesus given the example of Jonah in the Old Testament. He's swallowed by this great fish, spit up on shore, and after being in the fish for 3 days, and that got the people's attention. When he went and preached righteousness to them, the largest city in the world at that time, everyone repented from the king down.
Right. Good.
So that was a miracle in itself. But the whole argument about proof, people want to see something like, hey, if God comes down right in front of me, I challenge him, and maybe if he juggled fireballs in front of me, hey, that would be proof enough for me, I believe.
Sure.
That's not true. That's happened throughout history. God's done so many miraculous things, and right in the face of proof, people will say, well, it's not enough for me.
Sure.
And even in this day, my goodness, with modern atheists, if God did open up the sky and look down and said, hey, I'm here, they would say, well, that was a hologram, that was a mass hallucination, where's the video, I want to see check out the sky. There would be all kind of, so proof doesn't make believers, and that's what Jesus was saying also, is that we need to have the right heart. And in John chapter 3, this is right after John 3:16, we have John 3:19. It says, "Men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil." And my opinion about what the Bible says on this subject is that people, when they really want the truth, when they're not being prejudiced and biased, and they say, hey, I just want to know if you're real, God. I'm going to take away all my conditions and say, are you real? Please show yourself to me. God promises he's going to show himself. Jeremiah 29:13 says, when you seek me with all your heart, you're going to find me. Hebrews 11:6 says the same thing. God rewards those who diligently seek him. Now, I want to end up with a couple things here. Believing in submitting to God are also two different things. For example, in the book of James, chapter 2, verse 19, the brother of Jesus, James, says, hey, even the demons believe in God, and they tremble. So the demons aren't going to heaven. They don't have a salvation belief. They just believe, oh yeah, God's there. So believing in God is one thing. It's submitting to God. It's saying, God, show me yourself. And then you have the question that comes back to you. Hey, are you ready? God says, are you ready to submit to me? And we see in Psalm 51:17, it says, a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart, these, O God, you'll not despise. So for me, this question about proof all comes down to the heart. Where is your heart? Is your heart that you really want God to show himself, and you're looking for evidence? There's all kind of evidence. There's a mountain of it.
Mountain of it.
How's your heart?
Good.